Hello, welcome back to the Oracle Light Tarot. It's not a coincidence that you found this reading, that you're here with me now. I'm so thankful that you clicked on this video. I appreciate you. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you feel called to. Funny thing, right before I walked down the stairs to do this reading. Oh goodness, I'm being reminded of the HVAC that will probably go off. We'll wait for it to go off this time, and then I'll turn it off. But right before I walked down the stairs, a song started playing in my head. It's a song by Soul to Soul. It's called Back to Life. And there was a part that stuck out to me. The part that said, "Look, it's me writing on the wall." And after I said that, I saw the World card, which represents like completion and fulfillment and integration. That word integration was sticking through. So maybe you're doing something. You're being very creative in your world, but that song, now it's really coming through my head. However do you want me? However do you need me? However do you want me? Back to life, back to reality, back to the here and now, yeah. I have a feeling that somebody could have been doing some kind of like self-destructive like pattern. And also, or maybe you're coming back around to reality. Maybe that was me the other day. I don't know. Was that me, Spirit? A few days ago with the spiritual bombardment. Felt like psychosis, but it wasn't. It was just a very, every now and then when I'm like high, when things are very just busy psychically, it can be like an overload of just so much, and things become just so much, but the fork I dreamed about a fork. I was holding the fork like this. I drew it. The fork with the prongs, right? Well, I was holding up the fork with the prongs, and I had it up to my eye, and for some reason I was moving it back and forth, focusing between the little prongs of the fork, and seeing past it. What does that mean? I don't know. I just know I'm remembering that I was dreaming it, and it probably has something to do with your reading. They usually do. Yeah, now I'm very curious. I'm hearing that song, going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship. So we're gonna get very questiony and curious right now. And I think Spirit's going to lead us somewhere. It feels like with that Soul to Soul song, take the initiative. There's a part, yeah, it's like talking about asserting yourself or leading Spirit. However do you want it? However do you need it? However do you want it? Or however do you want me? However do you need me? I don't know exactly what confused. Maybe Spirit's like wanting you to take the time to, I feel like I got a little energy card, to write down what you want to experience in this reality. Like Spirit wants you to guide Spirit, basically. Right? Because we really do create and shape our reality. It's just us, we get lost or we forget, right? These fell out pretty fast in the middle of my shuffling, so letting go, moving on, closing the gate into the future. Yeah, it's like that fork where your focus is. I guess the here and now would represent the fork. Holding the fork, using the fork. What is the fork? It's a tool. It's a tool, it's a utensil, right? You use it to eat. But just walking away here, it's like, are you in the future or are you in the now? Right? Maybe you're putting your focus in the future. You have these, I feel like these are blatantly in reverse. So it says heart, love, compassion, self-acceptance, healing from a broken heart. The pink too. There's something about pink. I'm gonna write that down. You could be seeing a lot of pink. It's funny that I say that. I am wearing pink socks. And they're fuzzy pink socks. I usually wear pink, but these aren't my socks. It's weird. Okay. Well, they belong to somebody in my family. But my feet were cold and I needed socks. And they just so happen to be in the basket available to me, which is really weird because they're so bright pink that I'm surprised that I noticed them, because they were just there sitting right on top of the other in a basket full of socks. And I usually don't have to, well, I usually have to look, dig in there and match soul to soul. This is weird, that soul. And then we have soul to soul. I usually have to dig in there to match socks. This is part of your reading, guys. To finding a match. Matching your energy, digging around, matching. I don't know, but today I didn't. They were just laying right on top for me. Did they belong to me? No, but nobody, I don't think my child would mind that I borrowed this. She borrows my things all the time. But the fuzzy socks, there was a pair of socks right there available on top of the pile for me to grab. Just there. It's funny because I had a thought, now I'm thinking about it, I had a thought when I noticed the pink socks. I thought that. And that song's coming through, back to reality. I thought, I must be in a different reality. Which I giggled to myself because I was remembering what I was describing a few days ago in my readings, where I felt very like spiritual psychosis. I want to call it. It's not really like psychosis where I was actually losing my mind or anything, but like the bombardment, it was so much. And I said, I feel like I'm in another reality. Maybe I'm in another reality, right? Dimension. There was something about dimensions coming through. Interesting. But I did say that when I grabbed these socks, I thought to myself that, yeah, and I don't know if I said it out loud or in my head, but I said that to myself. I must be in another reality. I must be in a new reality because seeing socks. Maybe you're seeing things. Seeing socks. Seeing things. See, this is the kind of stuff that gets people like me in trouble, We just start sounding cuckoo. But I thought that. And then we have friendship, partnership in reverse. Possible love, relationship. And then the heart. Love. Do you have a broken heart? You're healing from a broken heart. You're healing something. Leaving, walking away from somebody, maybe. Huh. Well, let's read these two in reverse. Maybe they'll give us more insight. Maybe you need, I don't know, to tell somebody something. This card reverse indicates some blocks in the flow of your heart center energy. Perhaps it's an old sense of abandonment or the grief of a broken heart lingering from a long past event. Whether it's recent or not, this blocked energy stops you from caring for yourself and attracting love from others. And it can create an undercurrent of unhappiness that permeates your life. It's time to heal the old stuck stuff and move on. Don't bypass pain and pretend it doesn't exist. Instead, ventilate it in your journal and release it with an intention to be clear, happy, self-loving. Meditate on the increasing light in your heart and call on Raphael to help bring healing. Hold on, I just felt. Hold on, there's something I need to do. Okay. I'm sorry, I'll tell you about what I just did in a second. Meditate on the increasing light in your heart center and call on Raphael to help bring healing and clarity. Love yourself and give yourself the approval you used to need from others. Give yourself the approval you need from others. The healing will take place and happiness will return. My heart center, my fourth chakra, is open to its perfect, healthy, and joyful state. The energy of love flows through me now, and I live in love. Very interesting, very, very interesting. I don't know how, but I realized, which part was this? It's time to heal the old, stuck stuff, move on, don't bypass pain, pretend it doesn't exist. Oh, it's right, and said ventilate it in your journal and release it. So there's something about the writing, and it's coming down to soul to soul. It's giving these two people here. My bucket right now. Last night I was watching a movie and I was writing words down. And I've done this before. This time I didn't mess up so bad. But, okay, I feel like I did mess up a little bit. Okay, look, there are all these words here. I just want to show you them. Okay, there were some words that I wrote down. And then I put them. There was a cool word. I'll probably keep that. Well, it's sticking out to me right now. But we're gonna... Mobius. That's a word. I'm just thinking I'm gonna keep it. Maybe it has something to do with the reading. But there were some words I wrote down, and those words, interesting. They were during a movie called Love, Stupid Love, or Stupid, Crazy Stupid Love. I don't know. Anyway, and now I feel sweaty. What does that mean, Spirit? Like a detoxing from energy, I think. But anyway, there's a lot of love in that movie. But there were things happening in that movie with love. So maybe I picked up on, I don't know, maybe you're experiencing something to do with that. But I put that handful, I didn't mix it in, thank goodness, into my pen of words. But something's telling me. I feel like I'm being reminded of because it's the fork thing that's coming through. Maybe this is for you too. But I'm being reminded of where I place my focus, you know, with that fork. And when I'm doing things. Okay, so when I'm doing things, and where I am, I'm taking notes also. And where I am when I'm doing them, like where, when I mean that, I mean like where I am, like where is my focus? Am I present in my moment doing them? Or is my mind kind of like seeing the fork, but it's kind of wandered between those prongs, right? Past the fork. It's like I know I'm there, but I'm kind of, you know, glazing over in past, like maybe futurizing or putting something into my future. So I don't know if you're familiar with meditation, but that felt like I was being reminded by spirit, like maybe I made a mistake in my watching of that movie because I was entertaining myself with that movie, right? I was bored. I wanted to entertain myself. So I put the movie on and played. It was funny. It was hilarious. And some of my words, I think I was being inspired while watching that movie to write certain words down. There's my HVAC. Disrupting me here. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Saw 13:13 on the clock while I was up there. Goodness sakes. I know there was more that come through and I feel like I forgot. But there was more that came through for you read. No, I'm sure it'll come back to me. I don't know. Okay, let's read the other one in reverse. This card reverse signals a break in communication or a parting of the ways for two people, whether romantic, social, or business. The present connection seems to be at or close to an end. If this is the case, consider what healthy action needs to be taken to move on. As difficult as a parting may be, it can often lead to bigger and better things. Keep in mind both logistical and emotional aspects of leaving this connection behind. Make plans, vent your feelings. There's that word vent again. Instead, ventilate it into your journal and release it with an intention to be clear, happy, and self-loving. Make plans, vent your feelings. Always remember with every ending, a new beginning is at hand. I open my heart and life to truly caring connections, and the ideal friend and partner is coming to me now. So maybe you're clearing, ventilating, clearing some kind of energy that has to do with relationships of some kind. I feel there's a lot more to this reading. I woke up at 5:55 this morning. And I saw it and I said, oh no, I'm going back to bed. Not the fives. Good night. Not the fives. If you know, you know. So you could be overcoming some, like, I don't know, a challenge here. Or something feels challenging. Or you feel some kind of loss. It feels like there's something to gain here. For me, anyway. For me, something for me to gain here. Because I'm reminded of not allowing myself to I guess it's more like trusting myself too. Because there were two batches. There's another batch of words that I started writing. Okay, and I could have listened to that. Like, there's another batch of words that I started writing too. Because I was upstairs and I was trying to contain them in this plastic here. I was trying to write words and relax at the same time. I should have been a lot more focused and intentional with my words in a focused state. And that's usually what I do when I write my words. I like this box. This whole box feels good to me. And I actually have a story about my old box. I had another box. I don't know if I've ever told this story before. But and I did it to myself. I almost did this again. This is why I'm telling you. But I wrote words. I was in this very high, like, very good state, right, of high vibration. And I was writing words. I was, there was music playing. I was writing words down and doing things at the same time, right? But very involved in the word process. Anyway, throughout the day of this good feelings, and when the words came to me, I wrote them down. I'd add them to my box. Somewhere along the way, my husband and I got into like a little argument. Like nothing big, but just got me into like this state. And it brought me down, put me in a very low vibration. And I was very annoyed and at the time, right, with him. And I should have stopped writing words at that time, but I didn't. I kept writing the words. Okay. So I'm writing the words. I keep writing words and adding them to my box, but I wasn't in that mood, that good mood. I think it was the next day. Excuse me. The next day when I did a reading, this is my old channel, I stuck my arm in the box. And I immediately felt it. Immediately. I was like, and I said the word, I didn't immediately know what I did. I didn't know that immediately. What I knew immediately when I stuck my hand in the box, I was like, I said the words, ew. And I thought it was like the energy that I was reading at first, And I was like, something just feels, this does not feel good, And then I realized, it's funny that I'm saying those words, I realized. Interesting. So people want you to be aware. People want you to be aware? That's weird that I said that. But Spirit wants you to be aware that you're realizing things. With your vibration and the words you use, right? But I had to throw that box out because at the time, I think that box was bigger than this box that I have right now. I had so many words. There were so many in there that when I mixed in those other words, they were just so mixed in there already that I would have had to gone through eventually one by one and weed out the words, like vibrationally speaking. Like go in and be like, I would have to go in and pull them and open each one and be like, and really feel it. It was just like, no, there's just so many words that, and I was so mad. I was so disappointed because I love that. I love that box of words and they just felt so good. this is definitely speaking to somebody right now, but yeah, I was very disappointed in myself. I allowed myself to get into a state of energy, and then I went on about my day unaware of where I was, like that fork holding it. Where was I? Focused. This pen too. It's a pilot. It's the pilot pen. So you're the pilot. You control that plane. You control how high you fly the plane. You see the word pilot on the pen? If you can see that. It says pilot. Yeah, you control the plane. Right? You control where you're headed. And you do that by where you focus your energy. And so when I found those socks this morning, I was like, the pair of socks is just really coming off as that near number 1313. I think I'm gonna have to look that up. 1313. And then when I saw them, actually I think was one on the floor. I think one pink one was on the floor. Now that I'm actually visualizing it in my mind, one of the pink socks was on the floor right next to the basket. I saw that first. I picked it up, and as soon as I picked it up, the other one caught my eye in the basket right there on the top, and I thought, yeah, did I just change realities? So maybe yeah, that's it, but that is the way it works, right? When you're in certain states of energy, you can, things pop. It's like that. I always describe it as that magic, like those magic eye, I think that's what they call magic eye posters or art, where it just looks like a bunch of nonsense, but then when you focus, something pops off at you and it creates like a picture. So it's like that. It's like somebody wondering, like, well, how does focusing on the here and now, and some people think unless I'm working really hard, or that's not the case, because it just comes to you. Spirit just it just reveal things to you. It's like the ether, it's out of the invisible around us, right? Prana, plasma, energy, ether, the invisible, the unseen. It's all the same. But just you suddenly start seeing things that you couldn't see on the other, I guess, realities. So I guess that's how we enter dimensions or realities or whatever you want to call it, right? Through our vibration, in the energy that we hold, where we place our focus. And I know that when people see that, it can get confusing, and they're like, I'm doing that, but like really hold the fork in your hand and think about it and stare at it, and then see where when your mind wanders, where your actual vision, what are you actually seeing in that moment when your eyes wander, even though that fork is in your hand, or play around. Okay, but that was my dream, where I was, this is reminding me of the fork a little bit here. A pathway beyond, or somebody blonde, I don't know, why did they say that, but it says, oh, pathway beyond, release. It's like giving like the ventilate. Release what no longer serves you and step into the unknown. I am open to new things. Are you open to new things? Interesting. Oh, infusing intent. Look at, see how that just, Yeah. I didn't even shuffle these. I just opened them. I feel like listen to your instincts. You don't... I feel like there are no, like, rules. That's why things show up to me so much, because I feel like I'm definitely not a rule follower when it comes to this kind of stuff. In my old channel, I kind of phased out of that, where I would like light candles and Palo Santo and cleansing and all the things, until I realized it was me. It was all me creating. Like if I was experiencing any kind of negative energy, I started to realize it was just me doing that. So the Palo Santo and the other things just seemed silly after a while. I feel like they're helpful in a way where you are, where you stand. But depending on where your mindset is, if you feel like they're helpful, then they will be. But when you realize that you have the power, right? You have the power. Oh my God. I'm here talking about Palo Santo. Says crystals. Use crystals to amplify intentions and help to focus your energy. I magnify my soul power. So infusing intent, but it's giving the integration. It's giving the integration here. That's funny. And I was saying that, right, about the Palo Santo. Intent. So be aware. I feel like be aware, be mindful of, maybe you just started integrating crystals or something, and I don't know, maybe you feel connected to crystals. Maybe they can become a tool for you. I magnify my soul power. Oh, something to help you focus energy. Okay, well, I get that. Tools can help you focus your energy. Yeah, I get that, because... Okay, and there was something about a candle the other day. There was like these little beeswax candles are about this big, and they're like 20-minute candles. So when they light, they only go for 20 minutes. And I was thinking that would be perfect for my readings. Not as in a... like the candle's magical or anything, right? But it's like a tool to help me with my focus. Okay, to help me with my focus, to stay on track. Because see, we're already at 30 something minutes, maybe even more, because I've stopped this reading, so we could even be beyond that. But I'm not sure if I paused or stopped, or so we could be beyond that time. But maybe using something as a tool to keep you focused, right? You have the power to attract. When you connect to spirit, all you need is drawn to you. I keep myself in the flow. So a way to keep yourself in the flow, look at guided steps. Trust the process even when your path seems blocked or unclear. I keep moving forward. So trusting this process. Yes, I could have honestly, I could have really lost it with myself. Like, been very upset with myself about putting those words on top of my word box. But I calmly, as soon as I was shown, and I was reading from the book, and it clicked, I was like, oh, shoot. So I went in and I grabbed them, picked them out of there, and put them over, because I feel like they're good words, but I could have been under the influence of the energy from the movie, right? It really wasn't very present. It was more under the influence of the movie, so the movie could have inspired certain words, and the word was about love and breaking up and all that, which is showing me there also. And yeah, so be aware of certain words. that you use. Anything else? I feel like we are, yeah. Between worlds. Work with spirit to heal blocks, uncover deeper truths. Spirit is my true source, yes. There's nowhere to hide since you pushed my love aside. I'm out of my head, yep. Hopelessly devoted to you. Wild creation. Allow energy to flow freely. Rather than trying to force an outcome, I am open to surprises. So don't try to force outcomes. A real connection. Honor your divine essence and seek support. Yeah, from community. I find my spirit tribe. Oh, I feel like you guys are my spirit tribe. Honestly. Yeah, so maybe this is to help you if you feel blocked. Oh, and that's why Mobius is sticking out. Mobius, I found this the other day. I said, I have to write this down. I have to write this down. I think I'm actually going to have to give this as an example in real time for you. Hold on a second. Okay. So a Mobius, usually when you do a ring, rings have like two sides to them, right? Well, with a Mobius, see if I can do this correctly. There's kind of a twist to it. It's a twist. A lot twist. Okay. It's more like this. On the one you do it like this. There is only one side. There's only one side always. I just thought that was like, what? Blew my mind. Still blows my mind. I'm not sure if I know. But if you watch as I draw this, the line, see if we can continue. Continues. It'll be on. Did I press play? Yes, I did. Sorry, guys. Trying to focus my writing. And that was funny because I was trying to avoid this tape. See, I've not flipped it over. I'm just moving it. Just continuing to draw. I see how it went. Now, here we are. Back. Do you guys see this? It's kind of hard to see because it's like on the tape. Right? But it's funny how I was trying to avoid that tape, right? Because I knew it was going to have trouble marking. But look, it's on both sides. And I never flipped it over. It's just one continuous side. I suggest doing this and maybe meditating on it. I don't know, maybe you want to meditate on that. Yeah, it's when your path seems blocked or unclear. So going with the flow. This is what going with the flow feels like. Flowing, right? Versus stopping, quitting, or choosing to now focus on something else, right? It's like just a continuous flow. We have Mobius. This one is going to be added to the box. I feel like it gives the box power. It's a continuous flow of power in that box, right? Our words are very powerful. They do have the ability to create and shape and Experiment. Find good feeling words for yourself that make you feel good. That express feelings that you want to continue to feel, and make sure, maybe even hold a fork, you know, as a reminder, right? Universe is so friggin' funny right now. It's a song from The Little Mermaid coming through. I got gadgets and gizmos aplenty, the universe says. I got ooze-its and what's-its galore. You want thingamabobs? I've got 20. But who cares? No big deal. I want more. I want to be where the people are. So somebody wants to be around people or do something with people. I wanna see them dancing. Spirit says you're divinely protected. Your angels and spirit guides are always, they're on call. Why I said always, and that's not even on here, but they're coming through saying that your angels and spirit guides are always on call to assist you always. The universe has my back. Yeah, so like the universe is saying, I got gadgets and gizmos aplenty. I got so many ways to express myself to you, to remind you to stay on a track, or to remind you where you're going. You're never off track. You're always on track, right? All you need to do is back to life, back to reality. Yeah, maybe revisit your writing in a journal, you know, the good writing. Honestly, when it was saying you might want to journal to release something, maybe you do, maybe. I feel like that's just more focusing on, to be honest with you, I feel like that would be more focusing on that energy. So I don't suggest ruminating. You know, maybe you're good with intention and you have the energy and ability, and that does make you feel better to release something a certain way, but I don't know. I feel personally for myself, I don't like to write things down in a journal as a way of releasing them, because to me it's like record keeping. Oh my god, and there's, look at when I opened it. I was giving like books when I was talking about journal. Seek teachings that support you as you manifest your goals. I learn what I need to know. Yeah, maybe you want to look into different ways, right? Because to me that would be like keeping it on record. Why? What for? Why would you want to revisit certain energies that you're wanting to release? That's just my opinion. But I do feel like it's a good idea to journal on good feeling thoughts, good feeling energy. Maybe you want to make a little box of your own words. Maybe these words could be affirmations or experiences you would like to I feel like seeing the word collaborate. Collaborate with, or integrate, you know? And maybe you want to do a meditation like that, where you're pulling them out of the box and you're looking at them, you know, and you're feeling it when you look at it. It's like a little game with the universe, right? Anything else? I feel like we've gone so far. Yeah. It's already, yeah. It's been a long reading, but this was fun. I like this reading. And yeah, and oh yes, don't forget the new Word Wednesday post is up. If you've already participated, it doesn't matter. You're welcome to participate every single Word Wednesday. And I think as long as you're a subscriber for at least 24 hours, the community section should allow you to comment on my posts. I think if you're a new subscriber, wait 24 hours at least so it will let you comment on that. And you can put your words in. And also my suggestion is make sure these are good feeling words and pay attention to your energy, where you are when you add words, okay, to this, because like I said, like that fork, you know, it could be like me, where you're writing words down, but your focus is actually, your energy is in a certain place. It's not, you're not really being intentional. So maybe be intentional with the words while you're choosing them. So that's definitely coming through right now. But yeah, that is going to be up, and I think it'll be March 18th. It doesn't matter when you see this reading. Also, if you're seeing this from the future, you can go ahead and check on the community page and see if we're still doing Word Wednesday. But as I'm doing this reading right now, we're on the second Word Wednesday, and it will be happening March 18th, and you have a whole week to put in your words up until that Tuesday midnight, the night before. So you are welcome to do that. In fact, I actually encourage you to take part in that. It's fun. It's free. It's fun to bond with the community here, right? Yeah, but I hope you guys choose to hit like, to hit subscribe, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.